Ladies, this is the third video, the third coaching video on the pre-fatigue principle. And today we're going to work on the hamstrings. I'm going to show you a pre-fatigue combination that will help you get much more out of your hamstring development. So I do believe that when the hamstrings are well developed, it really changes the shape of the leg. Everybody's focused on glutes, 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 and I like that too. But if you don't have great full looking hamstrings, it kind of can affect the whole look of your leg. So I always focus on hamstrings when I'm working with my clients, and that's what helps them look like fitness models. This is what I do. So here we go. I've got two exercises for you. The first is the isolation, single joint movement, and that is going to be the leg curl. And I prefer the lying leg curl. So I have one in my studio, and you can use a seated leg curl as well if you don't have the lying one. But my favorite is the lying leg curl. And following on from that, we're going to be doing a deadlift. Now the deadlift works on so many muscle groups, but I'm going to show you the Romanian type or style that's closest to the Romanian deadlift, which is going to help hit the hamstrings a little bit harder. So watch me when I take you through the technique for your deadlift, because the way I'm going to teach you is going to help you get much more out for your hamstrings. So here we go. So the first exercise here is lying leg curl. So we're lying down onto the leg curl. There are various lying leg curls, but this principle remains the same. We don't want to use the lower back, and we only want to focus on the hamstrings. So how do we do that? We have to push the pelvis into the bench, pull the abs, draw it away from the bench, squeeze your glutes. If you find yourself doing a leg curl and pushing your bum in the air, and that's going to aggravate the lower back. It means that your hamstrings aren't strong enough to lift the weight, and you're compensating by using your back. What we want to do is decrease the weight, focus on making sure that the knee joint is the only one involved in this exercise. Glutes are switched on, abs are switched on, pelvis is pushed in, and abs coming away slightly from the bench. Holding on, I like to use the handle, squeeze, tense the whole body, and pull the feet up to the butt. Keep on pushing the pelvis into the bench and squeeze the hamstrings. Remember, it's the hamstrings that we're focusing on. Connect your mind to that muscle. Squeeze in the hamstrings. Look at my tempo. So squeeze down slowly. 2, 3, squeeze. 1, 2, 3, squeeze. 1, 2, 3. And that's what you want to be focused on when you're doing the lying leg curl or this isolation exercise for the hamstrings. Directly after that, 10 to 15 seconds, move towards your Romanian deadlift. Is kind of like what we're aiming for here, but it's the deadlift. And I'm going to show you how I want you to do it, where to put your knees so that you hit the hamstrings even harder. So you do 45 seconds there, you move over quickly to your bar, you take your bar up. I'm going to demonstrate, and then I'm going to talk you through it. Take the bar up. Okay, you can lift it off the ground. You don't have to have it off a rack. But in any case, bars in your hands, starting in the top position. As you come down, push your hips back first. So you break at the hip, then you break at the knee. You want to push your butt far back. Look where my knees are, above the ankles. Try not to push your knees over your toes. Keep your knees above your ankles and come back up. So as you come over, tip from the hip, head stays down. Slide that bar in front of the shins, pushing your hips back. Drive back up. Down, down, down. Stretch the hamstrings, sit into it. Pull back up. Head stays down, looking at the floor, sliding the bar down. Knees close to above your ankles. Slide back up. There are many ways to do a deadlift. This is the technique that I encourage when you're doing a pre-fatigue principle. We want to push the hips far back, knees back. Hamstrings are being hit really hard when we're doing that movement. Hips go back. Look at this. This is being stretched and loaded. And we're using the hamstrings to get that weight back up. Of course, it's a compound movement. Your lower back's going to work. Upper back's going to work. Glutes are going to work. Quads are going to work. Everything's going to work. But you must focus on the hamstrings. So that's the technique that I teach on here as a pre-fatigue principle when I'm trying to really isolate or hit these hamstrings so that they can change shape. And that's what we're after. We want to change shape. We want to develop muscles to change shape. We want to make the body look beautiful, look like a fitness model, and that's how you do it. When you spend time focusing on those muscle groups that you want to improve. And like I said earlier, I really encourage the hamstring, that you focus on your hamstring development if you want a beautiful looking lower body. There we go.